So let's talk about how price distributions actually work. When we talk about a random price distribution like this that ends up with the bell curve, you have to think about it in terms of the left side of the price distribution and the right side of the price distribution. And if you're thinking about them as actually mirror images of each other, what that means is right in the middle, you're going to have the mean or the average. This means that when we're talking about price distributions as far as underlying price, you're going to think about the mean as theoretically yesterday's closing price. When I want you to think about how far away from the mean am I right now, a great guide point is, where did this thing close yesterday? We're going to talk about that next week when we talk about the rule of 16. That's really built in to that concept as to how much have we moved away from yesterday's close or last week's close. And we'll talk about how you can use that to actually anchor yourself into the way that these price curves actually work. So let's talk about how the mean actually works relative to how far away from it you are. So as far as the actual standard deviations are concerned, what is a standard deviation? We're going to talk about statistics are really relevant here because when you're talking about a standard deviation, you're talking about a way to measure how far away from the mean you actually are. It's a way to measure the dispersion of the data set relative to the center of that data set. It's calculated as the square root of the variance, the sum of the square root of the variance. It reflects the volatility of the asset, of the underlying asset. What do I mean by that? I mean, when something is moving around a lot more than something else, you're going to see something that has a higher standard deviation that is implied by the implied volatility metrics, because when you see something that moves around a lot more, the shape of the actual curve has a different shape to it.